What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Well, we're going to be talking Terra Luna Classic, particularly about the USTC repeg, the L1 Joint Task Force team, and some Q2 spending. What is it all about? What we're not going to do, though, is start any drama, calling one out, or be a bit mental like everyone else seems to be at the minute. We're going to bring you just the facts. So if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's get straight into it. So we're going to come back and talk a little bit about the price action, but long starting to move a little bit, 1% on the day. Good to see. But first, I wanted to just address this. A lot of people in the community were talking to me and asking me specifically about Terra Station, or that the upgrade that was coming down. So we had this from Jared TFL, so Terraform Labs. So Station web, desktop, and extension are updated to version 7.1.9. Updates to error handling. Apps are now able to push a custom chain into the extension. Minor UI improvement routes users to chain selection when a chain is grayed out, and minor UI improvements to the extension scrolling. So we don't currently have an update to the iOS problems that we're seeing. So particularly where people are trying to restake their rewards, we are seeing some errors that come through that. Now they are aware of it. They are working through that, and we'll bring you that information as soon as that comes down. But ultimately, the desktop station extension upgraded to 7.1.9, which is a good step forward again from the team over there at TFL, continuing to work out and build it. Remember, this is going to be a cross-chain wallet, which is exciting to see as we start to link into a number of different facets, albeit linking again into Terra Luna Classic. So pretty exciting to see around that. And another big bit of news is coin market cap, interestingly coming out with hashtag DeFi interest, mainly due to Terra Classic. Now you might be asking what this is all about. So this ultimately is the top coins in the most viewed section. You can see there Terra Luna Classic in the middle there at 44.2 is the most viewed coin right now in DeFi. And I think as we go through this video, you'll hear me talk a little bit about the positive momentum. I did a video yesterday where I was talking about, I genuinely think that Terra Luna Classic could lose a zero this year. And I'll leave a link to that in the description so you can go and check it out. We're definitely seeing a lot of people and a lot of renewed interest in Terra Luna Classic. But then when you go and look at certain videos or tweets, there's just so much drama right there. It's absolutely insane. And people looking from the outside in, we see this so often with new ERC20 tokens or DeFi. And for anyone that's been following my channel for a while, and we've been covering a number of different projects out there, that people look into it and they instantly don't want to invest. There is so much potential with Terra Luna Classic, but actually some people in the community are deliberately, maybe, or absolutely vocally making it a difficult decision for investors to get in. But in terms of coin market cap right now, Terra Classic, the most viewed coin out there in DeFi. So I think that's a pretty big statement to have. Now, into the meat of this video, if you will, and there's a couple, probably three real key actions that we need to talk about. The proposed Ziggy fork and escrow buyback certainly starting to pick some momentum up around the Onyx validator that could be coming back. Now, obviously, USTC is the biggest debate right now as to how we really fundamentally implement this. There's been a number of proposals put out there, as well as a number of discussions around this Ziggy repeg. We still are quite a way off in terms of USTC rig. As much as I would like to say that I could see this coming in the next few weeks, it will be amazing to see. It just needs so much more work to it. We ultimately need to deflate the Terra Luna Classic supply significantly before any real solid repeg of UST could happen. Now, what do I think of a repeg? I absolutely think that this could be the biggest utility that we could have as Terra Luna Classic, that I think as regulation comes in around stablecoins, an algorithmic stablecoin with built-in fail-safes. And it has to have those built-in fail-safes so we don't go through anything like this again. Although I do always come back to the point that there is proof to prove that actually FTX, Alameda Research, Sam Bankman-Fried were absolutely intrinsical in the downfall of USTC, and they went after USDT as well. So actually the algorithmic part was a pretty solid part. However, we do obviously need to build in the fail-safes. Terra Luna Classic has a multi-billion-dollar deficit and a leaky ship. We must fork, patch the ship, and onboard as many utilities as possible. And that's a real key point there from the Ziggy repeg, that ultimately we do need utilities that use the USTC coin, thus the algorithmic part of this. And I think once we get those two things come together, we absolutely could start to see this move. Burn the supply, link in utilities that use USTC, and the repeg could certainly be on the agenda. Now, taking a look at the L1 Joint Task Force team, seems to be on everyone's mind right now. Lunk Burn Army here, obviously the project manager and communications lead for the L1 team. So we're taking a look at the sprint, what they've completed. Again, successfully completed everything into there. Now, the Q2 budgets, though, have been come out. 130K is what's been put on the table. A lot of division in the community as to whether this is the right thing, whether this is the right thing to go forward. And I guess, look, ultimately, people need to make their decision based upon it. I think where I sit with this, it's great that we're seeing a lot of these. I guess as an average investor, a community supporter, if you like, I want to see what ultimately this is going to do long term for the price. As an example, and again, some people might shoot me down in the comments, but what benefit does the Cosmos WASM IBC give to me as an investor in Lunar Classic? And I think that's where we need some explanation as these teams. A lot of people don't understand, me included, as to exactly what some of these mean. And what we ultimately depict value for work on is the price. Now, again, we are seeing 1.45% currently on Terra Lunar Classic. Good to see a positive move in a market where we're seeing ETH start to run at 3.5%. We are obviously seeing some push down the other way, but a positive step in the right direction. Are we going to flip bullish on the chart? Potentially we could do with seeing that 9-day EMA push up a little bit, but on the daily, a green candle for Terra Lunar Classic. But when we talk spending, there is still a lot of debate about there. There is an alternative L1 task force spending. I'm going to go fully through this other than to give you an example or a feel for what it's about. But obviously we got to the original post, which is here. Like we said, $139,000 for Q2 for the L1 task force team. Split there, look, you can see there 40K for Tobias, 20K for Till, 20K for Superman, 20K for Vin, 20K for the project manager, which is Lunkburn, 7.5K for the junior devs, 9K for the OPEC computer budgets. It's a lot of division in the community. I'm not going to go through all of this because for me, that's just not what I'm about. There is a proposed re-budget for Q2, which would see the removal of Tobias, and obviously we know that Edward Kin has moved on to do something different. And again, what does it look like? Well, it is a saving, about 105K, so about 30K saving, 840 million lunk at conversion rate of 125. Again, I'll leave a link to this so you can come and have a look at it. I think this for me is twofold. We are absolutely at each other's throats in the Lunar Classic community. Again, as investors looking in, why would they get involved in a project where we have non-aligned development teams and communities at loggerheads? I think this is where we need to bring it together. We need to be absolutely current. And there's a very interesting article posted on Twitter. Ultimately, this should just be about people wanting to develop and it put through a consensus government vote. That is the great thing about Lunar Classic right now, is that we have a huge DAO in effect where people can vote with their tokens that they hold and they can vote on basically what people want to do. So if I want to propose something that says I'm going to do the burn tax as an example, people can vote and say, 2-bit, you're absolutely mental, we're not doing anything with the burn tax, and move on. And I think where we are struggling a little bit is we've almost got too many chiefs and not enough Indians in terms of what they want to push. So time is running out, in my opinion. We need to absolutely align ourselves. We need to really be clear. And if we want to support the L1 team, then we support it and everyone gets behind them and we make sure we go and we'll go. If not, and the community vote is put towards that we don't want to do that, then absolutely that should be respected at the same time. Long term, I'm still holding Terra Lunar Classic. I still think we have a lot of potential with this. Again, I think we need to see this start to move in a different direction. Again, when we take a look at the charts, we can see this green candle. We do see some big spikes. Volume's still there. Binance still supporting us. There's a lot of things aligning for us right now. We just need to absolutely start to align the community a little bit more. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. What do you think of all the latest with the L1 team? What do you think of that proposed USTC repeg? As ever, thank you so much if you made it to the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Keep up to date with the latest in Lunar Classic as well as the wider cryptocurrency market. Have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.